The key to a healthy lower back is keeping the mobile joints of the body mobile. This means the hips, the ankles, and the thoracic spine need to move well. But in case that the actual back muscles get tight and overactive, here are some great ways to mobilize this tissue. The erector spinae muscles have 3 segments of muscle that include the spinalis, longissimus, and iliocostalis from medial to lateral. For our purposes, we will treat them all as one group, commonly called the erectors. These muscles form the basis of extending the spine and keeping the body erect. Trigger points in the low back may manifest in many different locations, like over the SI joint as you see in pink, or over a rib, which you see in blue. Realize hip flexor problems refer pain to the low back as well. When it comes to the low back, keep in mind that it might be best to go see a professional instead of fixing it yourself if you've lost bowel or bladder control, have shooting pain in the butt or the leg, have numbness or tingling in the leg, severe back or leg pain, or a muscle that seems to be in constant spasm. You can test the erector spinae muscle group by bending forward to touch the toes. Keep the knees slightly bent to avoid tension on the hamstrings. A positive test will be pain or a limited range of motion in the low back with any part of that motion, whether it's moving forwards or moving back up. Also, if it hurts a little to lean to the right, the left is likely the one that needs the release, and vice versa. Let's learn the easiest version of the iron cross first. Begin by laying down face up on the ground. Bend the knees to 90 degrees, keeping the feet resting on the floor. From here, simply rotate the waist all the way to one side, making sure the opposite shoulder stays flat on the ground. Continue back and forth. You can easily progress this stretch by straightening the legs. From here, rotate to one side and kick high parallel to the ground. Again, try to keep the opposite shoulder as close to the ground as you can. Continue back and forth. Generally, stretches that feature movement like these are best for warming up muscles before training. However, if you want to hold one of the positions, feel free to. This dynamic stretch is beneficial to many lower body and core structures in addition to the low back. Let's see how it's done. Begin by laying face down on the ground. Similar to the iron cross stretch, one leg will rotate behind you as you reach that foot to the opposite side ground. Try to keep the opposite shoulder down on the ground as best as you can. Move that same leg back to the resting position as you use your momentum to take the opposite leg out to the other side. Do a comfortable 8 to 12 reps each side. Now let's get the foam roller. When rolling the back, it's important to roll the lumbar spine or the low back differently than the thoracic spine or mid-back. The orientations of the joints in the lumbar spine do not allow for much extension, so changing the orientation of the foam roller will help protect the vertebrae from jamming. Let's check it out. If the tightness is in the thoracic spine, do the following. Turn the foam roller perpendicular to the spine. The area from T12 to the neck should be targeted here. To get the shoulder blades out of the way, give yourself a big hug as you roll. Make sure that you torque your body down onto the foam roller at an angle that matches the orientation of the facet joints. You can see the orientation of the facet joints on page 61. If the tightness is in the lumbar spine, then do the following. Turn the foam roller parallel to the spine. Slowly shift your weight and wiggle left to right to work the foam roller over the erector spinae muscles. Use the corner of the foam roller to dig into your tissue. Hi, Dr. Nick here. Want to blast away those knots out of your back? Shop with us at MobilityWODShop.com and grab a nice foam roller. Feeling a little more advanced? Grab a MobilityWODShop massage gun and get those kinks out in style. Grab them all at MobilityWODShop.com, and with free fast shipping, you could start feeling better tomorrow.